Hey everybody, it's Kalymnios here, author of the book The Thought Gym and founder of thethoughtgym.com, and today's video I want to talk about how to get better sleep, specifically how to fall asleep quicker. And the reason I'm sharing this message with you today is because for years I used to spend ages trying to get to sleep at night. And I didn't actually think it was anything unusual. In fact, it used to take me 40 minutes, that's 40 minutes to get to sleep. And I thought, yeah, that's just part and parcel of it. And when I discovered there were certain things that I could do to actually shorten that 40 minutes, so now it's almost like, within a minute or so of me popping my head on the pillow, I'm asleep, I thought, I wonder if other people like yourself are struggling with this very thing. And the thing is that sleep is so important for us. It's not only important for our body to repair on a physical level and giving it time to rest and recuperate, but also it allows thoughts in your mind to just detoxify, if you like, and clear your thinking space and your focus so you're ready for the next day. So getting to sleep on time and getting a deep sleep is paramount importance. I'm going to explain 7 strategies that I use, but before I do that, I just want you to think about what your normal bed routine is, if you have a bed routine. A lot of people might be sitting there thinking, right, okay, perhaps you're sitting there in fact thinking, well, I'm just watching a bit of TV, then I'll turn it off, then I brush my teeth and I go to bed. What I would like to invite you to think about now is what we do with babies to get them to sleep. Think about that. What do? We have a whole routine with them. We bathe them in nice warm water and we kind of sing them a song or read them a story. We kind of turn the lights down low. We kind of gently ease them into bed. And we've done that, and then we go off, sit down, crack open a glass of wine or a beer or whatever it is, watch the news, watch a bit of TV, check some Facebook, and then a couple of hours of that. Then we turn off the TV, go to bed, and then we wonder why we can't sleep, or we sleep very badly. Let's take our lesson from babies, because what we do for the children, we should be doing for ourselves in some way. That is preparing ourselves for bed. So my 7 strategies, the first one is not to have any TV, electronic stimuli, anything like that, internet or anything like that, at least an hour before you go to bed. Shock horror, I think you're probably there thinking, what, how can I do that? I'm going to check my Facebook and my Twitter before I go to bed and blah blah blah. Yeah, you can do, but then trust me, you're not going to be getting as deep a sleep as you could be. So that's the first strategy. The second one, which is also a bit controversial, is a lot of people watch the news before they go to bed. That is the worst thing you can possibly do. First thing in the morning, last thing at night, your brain, your unconscious mind is so susceptible to information. What you tend to dream about overnight might be influenced by what your last 20 minutes, an hour of what you're doing during the day. Equally, the first 20 minutes to an hour on the flip side is also very important what you do there. So no news, anything like that, last thing at night or just before you go into bed. The next one is what I found was quite amazing for me, is clocks. Having no clocks in the room. In fact, not even looking at the time. I'm pretty adamant with this one in that I tend never to look at the clock past sort of 10 o'clock, because then in my mind the time is always 10 o'clock. So whether it's 11 or 11:30 or midnight, and I know that I'm still getting up at the same time, I don't really know what the time is, because so many of us, perhaps you're the same, where the last thing you do is you look at the time and you're like, oh, I've got to get up in like 5.5 hours, or oh god, it's gone midnight or something like that. And that's the last thought you have before you kind of trying to get to sleep. So that would be the next one. The fourth one would be that of meditation or breathing. I'm someone who only started doing meditation maybe a couple of years ago, and it wasn't really that kind of Zen Buddhist kind of meditation. It really just started with spending 10 to 20 breaths, not minutes, 10 to 20 breaths where I'm just sitting, maybe cross-legged, or you don't have to be cross-legged, whatever, just counting your breaths as they come in and out of your body. And that's it, just like relaxing into it. slowly through time I built up from 10 breaths to 20 breaths to eventually like a minute, then 2 minutes and 5 minutes, and now it's sort of between 10 and 15 minutes. Again, I don't overdo it, I don't spend my life meditating, but what I find is that when I do it, especially before I go to bed, that I get into a sleep a lot quicker, and that sleep is a lot deeper, which means I feel a lot more energized the next morning when I wake up. So that would be my fourth tip, to get into some kind of breathing or meditating routine, and it doesn't have to be big. Yeah, 10 breaths, 20 breaths, you will find that you notice a difference with just that amount. The next one is no alcohol. No alcohol before bed. We know that you don't sleep well on alcohol, but yet so many of us use alcohol to unwind after not even just a hard week, but sometimes a hard day. And what we don't realise is that the next day will be even harder still because we've had that alcohol. It dehydrates you, it causes interrupted sleep. I know for me personally it has a whole host of other things. It's not to say I don't drink ever, but I choose when I drink very carefully. So start to cut back on any alcohol you have in the evenings. The next one to contemplate is that of writing down things that you need to do the following day. I used to be kept up just with all these thoughts going around my head about what I needed to do the next day, what I didn't do well that day. But when they're in your head, they occupy a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of focus, and you could be whirling around it and you think, oh no, I've got to remember this, got to do that. My advice there is just get a pen and paper and write down what it is you need to do the following day, write down what it is that you wanted to have done better that day. Whatever is on your mind, get it out of your mind then onto a piece of paper. That way you're going to remember it, so you can relax. You can just say, well, it's there, I'll deal with it in the morning, I'll deal with it when it comes. But it's not occupying space in your brain, which really you want to just relax your mind, relax your brain, just to kind of relax into a nice sleep. And the last thing, the last number 7, is that of just using your bed for what it's designed for. So a lot of people I find, and you might be one that's got a TV in your bedroom or something else where you're checking your internet in your bedroom. I suggest that you use your bed just for the, well, let's say 2 things that it was maybe designed for. Obviously sleeping and something else. So if you just use it for those 2 things, then you won't have these mixed associations that you will find if you tend to spend hours watching TV in bed or hours on the internet. What you want to happen is that when you see that bed, you know, you're instinctively, you lie on that bed, you're either going to fall asleep or maybe you're going to get into action, I don't know. But let's not associate it with watching TV, let's not associate it with checking the internet and writing emails and doing anything else that doesn't really serve the purpose it was designed for. I hope those 7 tips have helped you. I know personally they've helped me, and now I don't spend 40 minutes getting to sleep, I spend barely 2 minutes getting to sleep, and I have fantastically deep sleep as well, very quickly. So I urge you to give at least one of those tactics a try, if not all 7 of them, and I look forward to hearing from you on the comments boxes around this video. Please like, share, subscribe, especially to anyone that suffers with having problems getting to sleep, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care, bye bye.